Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to start our discussion on descriptive financial analytics and visualization. We're going to study the importance of asset returns. Okay, we have asset prices and asset returns, but the focus of most studies is on returns and not on prices, for the simple reason that comparison can be made more intelligent with returns. For example, if you have an average asset worth 10 pesos and an average asset worth 1,000 pesos, it would be quite difficult to compare both assets. But if you were comparing the returns, for example, the price of an asset asset today is 10 pesos and yesterday it was 9 pesos. Okay? So how do we analyze this? We can say that the price increased from 9 to 10. So that means that there was a growth or an increase of 0.11%. Okay, 10 over 9. Notice that's 10 over 9, no? Minus 1. The price today divided by the price yesterday minus 1. So we say that the price increased by 1, only 1, and it's a 11.11%. If, however, you have a 1,000 value asset, so the value is 1,000, and let's say for purposes of discussion, it also increased by 1 peso from the price of yesterday, 1,000 over 999. We get the returns minus 1. Okay, so you can see the difference between this one. Okay, by just basing on the price 1,000 from 999 to 1,000, then they increase both by 1 peso. Okay, but if you base it on growth rate, the 9 to 10 has a tremendously higher growth rate than the one from 999 to 1,000. Even if you make it okay, the other one increased by 10 pesos. Okay, from 990 it became 1,000. Control Enter. It's 1%. Okay, it's 1%. So it will be only equal if this one was coming from 900, right? From 900 it increased by 100 pesos, which is a big jump. Control Enter, which is 11.11. Okay, so it's difficult to compare prices and easier to compare returns. So that will be our focus. And there are two types of returns that we're going to look at, simple and log. Okay, so as I said a while ago, we're going to take a look at computing for the descriptive statistics of time series. Okay, central tendency, mean, median, mode, dispersion, which is standard deviation and variation, shape, which is skewness, and kurtosis. These are measures of central tendency, dispersion, and shape. We're going to make use of ggplot2 and quant mode, which my students previously are already quite familiar with. So we're going to do visualization. And we're going to also look at portfolio returns, and portfolio risk. Initially, we're going to look at individual assets, individual stock return, and individual risk. But what about if it's a portfolio? So that will be the end of our discussion for this module. So our goal is also to present financial data clearly and effectively to convey insight. So hindi lang pa pwede yung na-generate natin table, but how to present it. Kaya nga we were learning yung features ng YAML. Okay? So let's start with calculating returns class. Let's go here. Now, I will not share this with you because what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to use LaTeX. LaTeX stands for LATAK. I think I mentioned this to you before. LaTeX in creating formulas. Okay, so let's start with this one, class. Let's write this together. So how do you write a LaTeX in R? So first write $, and control enter, and then backslash, okay, begin, sorry, small letters lang, begin. Okay, I know my students before are already familiar with this, but I hope you'll be patient kasi many of your classmates are new to this, no? Begin aligned. This will set the uh, the code that your text, the whole latex should be aligned. Okay, and then paano punta dito? Delete. And then here, class, uh, put spaces, enter, enter, enter lang, okay? Tapos, slash, and aligned, okay? And then $. Wala yata yung ano ko dito. Ba't meron to? Dito pala napunta yon. Okay. All right. So take a look at this one, class. So ito yung parang pinaka-structure, no? Begin aligned and end aligned. Now this one, class, itong begin aligned and end aligned. Hindi yan kailangan kung simple lang yung ano, kung iisang line lang yung gagawin yung code. By the way, any one of you does not understand Filipino, please? Kindly chat, please. Do you understand Filipino? Kindly chat. Do you understand Filipino? Everyone, please chat. Yes, 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 okay, yes, yes. Not good. Oh, okay, Lillian, thank you. All right. All right, so I'll speak straight English. Okay. So sorry, Lillian, about that. Okay, but you do understand a little Filipino, Lillian? Even a little Filipino? Okay, good. Sige. Thank you. Okay, in case I blurt out some sentences and you don't understand, please feel free to call my attention. Huh? Lillian, don't be ashamed and tell me you didn't understand that. That's okay. We won't count it against you, of course. Okay, as I was saying, if you're only producing one line of code here in your LaTeX, you don't need this begin and end. You use this if you have several lines of code, just like this. I'm going to share with you first. This one. This is what we're going to write now. Okay. Okay, this one. Although we need still to fix this. Okay, so let's start writing. We want to write R sub t. How do you write R sub t? If I type here R t class, you notice that it will automatically write here. And the output is in itals. Is in itals. But what I need, class, is R subscript t. So how do you use the subscript? You put an underscore there. There you go. You can see that it's now subscripted. Okay. As we go along, I'll be asking you questions, so please respond, because I don't want to continue with if you're not able to get it. Okay. So far, class, clear? So far, are we clear? Just writing R sub t. Okay, good. Good. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So if it's superscript, class, superscript, you don't use underscore. Let's replace this by caret. There. You can see now here that it's R to the T. Okay. Superscript R exponent T. So it depends on what you're writing. If you're writing an exponent, so make sure it's caret. If you're using a okay, subscript underscore. Okay. So let's type another one. There's also another way to write a text, because strictly speaking, this is a text. No? So you can write this one slash and then text. Okay. So when you write slash text, you should begin it with an open parenthesis. You notice it's the initial one is gone here because R understands that what I'm writing now is a text. So let me write also R T. So notice the difference between this one and this one. The one not inside text is italicized. Okay. And notice that we put an underscore there. It's R subscript T. But if I put a subscript here, class, R underscore T, it will not generate the subscript. That's why when you're writing variables where you need to put subscripts like class, you don't use this one. You don't use slash text. You just use this one, R underscore T. So this is a poor way of writing the variable R sub T. Okay. And notice it's, when you're writing this, it's, even if there's a space here, okay, it's placed together. So how do you put this, how do you separate this? You can put a slash here. Notice that a space here was generated, right? Okay, you can put another space by putting here text and then space. Notice that the space increased. And if there's another text here, you can also put a space here, but you don't see the space here because there's not a text following. If you want to put this in another line class, then you do it this way. Okay, you put this with a double. There you go, class. See? It's now in the next line. And my suggestion is put it, Control Enter, in the next line. Okay, so this indicates that the next text should be in the next line. There you go. Okay, R sub T and then R slash sub T. You notice that they're not aligned. Okay, even if you place here begin aligned and end aligned. We have to do something with this because this is a text. This is not a text. So you're not able to align them together. So how do you align this one and this one? What we can use is the end function class. You notice when I placed end here, R sub T immediately went to the center. No? Nag-align siya to the center. It aligned to the center. And if I put here end also, end space, okay, take a look, class. They're now aligned. Okay, so it's also good to put end at the beginning and end at the beginning so that your texts are aligned. If I delete this one, okay, notice that nothing happens. Even if I put spaces there, nothing happens, class. This one ensures that it's aligned with R sub T. You don't need to put spaces there because it really means nothing. Okay, so pause again for a while, class. Kindly chat, please, if you're able to follow. Following so far, class? So we're discussing this here because in your cases, you need to show your formulas like this. Okay, so we're not learning only how to generate outputs on financial analytics, but how to come up with good outputs. Okay, good, thank you. Okay, so we're not going to use this class. I'm going to delete this. Okay. All right. So when okay, yeah. Okay, and then close this and then control enter or shift enter. Okay. There, class. Sometimes it takes some time for it to be removed. So R sub T tayo, no? Class. Okay, now what we need is, how do we write this formula? R sub T is equal to P sub T minus P sub T minus 1. Now, I discussed this first. This is the old way. This is the elementary way of writing simple returns class. Elementary because it's good in the calculator, but not even good in the calculator, but not really good in softwares, in Excel, for example, in R, okay? Because this one is P sub t over P sub t minus 1 over P sub t minus 1. So what's this value? This is the new value, P sub t, assuming it's the value now, minus the value yesterday, P sub t minus 1, over the price yesterday, P sub t minus 1. If you're going to do this in Excel, it will take several keyboards, okay? You first put a parenthesis, then you link to this value minus this value, and then put another parenthesis. Otherwise, Excel will generate the wrong answer. So by now, you should be familiar that when you're using simple returns, don't use this. Rather, let's simplify this by, let's distribute the denominator to the numerators. P sub t minus 1, distribute it to the first term, that's P sub t over P sub t minus 1. Okay, and then to this one, P sub t minus 1 over P sub t minus 1, that's 1, right? Okay, there you go. So this is the easier formula to write your simple returns. Okay? All right, so let me erase that first. Okay, so let's write it both. P sub t minus 1, P sub t minus P sub t minus 1 over P sub t minus 1, then is equal to P sub t over P sub t minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so how do you write this class? Now, fractions are written this way. Okay, so let's start with an end here so that this will be aligned with R sub t, okay? And then space, frac. So this is fraction class. This is how you write fraction. You notice that nothing happens first because it's not yet complete. And then put a open, put some space, and then their class, there. Frac, open parenthesis, close, open parenthesis, close. So this will indicate your numerator and then your denominator. And notice we don't have anything here yet because but the red ink was eliminated. Because this code is already okay, but we don't have the what's inside here. So frac of what, class? So this is our numerator, P sub t minus P sub t minus 1. All right, P sub t, because we're using the subscript, we're not going to use text. So P sub t. And then to put the underscore, there you go, class, P sub t. But we're not yet done. It's P sub t minus, notice that there's an underline because this is the left side, this is the numerator. And then P, okay, and then underscore again. Now our underscore is t minus 1, so you have to put it in brackets because it's more than 1. If the subscript is more than 1, then you have to put it as t minus 1. Okay, there you go. Let's take a look. And then maybe delete the spaces here. Okay, so that's our numerator. Now what's our denominator? Our denominator is P sub t minus 1, this one. Okay? So I'll put here, again, it's not a text, P underscore, caret, curly brackets, t minus 1. Okay, there you go. So there's your fraction class. Easy, no? See, at first, when you look at the code, of course you'll not understand because this is the first time you're using it. Okay, and then let's continue here. Is equal to. You put equal to here. Equal to. If you want to put another space here, okay, here. There you go. Nagkaroon ba ng space? Hindi, no? Ayaw magkaroon ng space. It doesn't add space. Okay, because you're inside here, inside your ampersand. Okay, and then, what's this class? Is equal to P sub t over P sub t minus 1. That's another fraction, di ba? So then, once again, we have frac. Okay, what's the numerator? P sub t. P underscore t. What's the denominator? Just like this one. I'll just copy this class. Control C. And then you have to have a minus 1 here. There. Okay, take a look, class. R is equal to, your simple returns is equal to P sub t minus P sub t minus 1 over P sub t minus 1, which is equal to, oops, mali ako dito. It's not P minus t, sorry. P sub t. Yeah, there you go. P sub t over P sub t minus 1. Pause for a while, class, and may I ask you if you're able to follow along? Okay, good. Good. All right. Okay, so next, class. How about this? Where P sub t? Let's put this in the next line because it's not good anymore to put where here. So how do you put it in the next line? Double slash here. Okay. Okay, there. Double slash. Double slash there, and then shift enter so that I go to the next line. And then also good to put your ampersand here, and so that it will align with this one. And then what's this one, class? This is text. This does not need to be, we don't need to put any subscript here. So where it's possible to make it text, class. Text. Okay? And then there. Text always begins with curly brackets, just like frac. No? Okay? And then if I put here where, okay, and then colon. And then what's the next one? Where P sub t is the price of the asset at time t. Okay, let's put here, you can put P sub t is the price of the asset at time t, or you can put it in the next line. For now, let's put it at this line. No? So how do I write P sub t? Then it's not a text, P underscore t. P underscore t, class. Notice that it's close here. Okay, I'll tell you later how we can arrange this. Where P sub t is what, class? Where P sub t is the price of the asset at time t. All right. How do we write that? P sub t, we have to put here, class, P sub t, we have to put is the price of the asset. It's a text, class, slash text, right? Slash text, and then there you go. And then is the price of the asset at time. Now we would want the t to still be, to appear like a variable. So I'll put t outside t and that. Notice, class, that t is italicized because t is part of the variable. However, we have a problem here because the spacing is not good. Okay, so how do we create a spacing here, class? After where and P sub t, even if you increase the space here, it will not move, class. It will not budge. The technique is put it inside the text. Look at this one, class. Where, colon, I'll put a space there. There, you see, class? Diba? Nagkaroon ng space siya dito. Ganun din dito, class. Same thing here. Okay, putting here a space will not create the space between P sub T and is. So you put it here. Text is there. P sub T is the text of the asset at time T. And also here, class, time, space, T. There you go. So it's now clearer. Can you add another space here? Let's see if it will accommodate another space. Space, no more. So you can include several spaces there. It will not change. So you're only allowed one space inside the text. Okay, before and after. Okay, pause again, class. Pause. Okay, may question ba dito? Is there a question? Okay, good. Pause again, class. So we're deliberately going through this. Okay, simple first, and then the rest I'd like you to study. And when I show a LaTeX formula where I think deserves attention, I'll discuss. Okay, so are we okay so far, class? Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Good. All right, so let's continue. So what's the next one? P sub T is a, and then you have here, P sub T minus 1 is the price of the asset at time T minus 1. Okay, that's another sentence. No? P sub T minus 1 is the price of the asset at T minus 1. So how do you do that? Okay, so we're okay, right? So we put here double slash so that we can go to the next line. Shift enter, and then put another ampersand there. And what's this? P sub T minus 1 is the price of the asset at time T minus 1. So let's write that. That's text, right? No, not yet. P sub T minus 1 first. P slash T minus 1. Okay. Notice where does P T minus 1 align? Here. Okay. We can discuss more salient points about this. Say, what if, because what we can do here is put where as one line. Okay. So why don't we do that? Let's do that na lang. No? So yung where na to, class, where we can put double line here. Okay. And put this one here, and put the ampersand here. Okay, there you go. Okay, so all aligned. And where is one? And you can actually increase this one. Okay, double. Okay, not after where. Sorry, here it goes. So I put a double slash here. And if you want, you can put a double slash. Will now create double increase in the indentation. Okay, let's just put it this way so that it's clearer. But of course, you can modify this later on. So P sub T minus 1, you have the ampersand here. So what do you do with this? Okay, then you have to have the text brackets is the price of the asset at time T minus 1. So is the price of the asset at time T minus 1, I'm going to put it here. T minus 1. And how do you put a space between here? Is increase this one space here. Is. Okay. Here I already did it. If this was attached here, then there you go. Okay, that's what we want to write now. That's it. Of course, you can remove the double spacing. Okay, you can remove this. Okay, so I think this is readable enough. So R sub t. Oh, wait. I'm mistaken, class. R sub t, this is wrong, no? So let's correct this. R sub t, remove this class. This should be equal to, my mistake. And remove the there. Okay, my mistake, class. Sorry about that. It should be one line, class. R sub t is equal to this formula is equal to this formula minus 1. Okay. Now my question, class, is are we okay so far? That's the complete LaTeX code as far as this one is concerned. Okay, good. So when you knit this, class, it will look beautiful. It will look orderly. And in Word, this is quite difficult to edit, or even in Google Docs. Okay. All right. So the formula, class, for simple returns is this one: P sub t minus P sub this one or this one. I'm just going to use this one. It's difficult to pronounce this. P sub t, price at time t, over price at time yesterday or the previous period minus 1. And then we define the the okay. So if you have a value of anyway, this is just the, I'm going to put this in the chat box. If you got an R sub t equal to 0.02, then it simply means that there's a positive gain. Okay, gain in the price of the asset at or a value of negative 0.1 means a 1% loss. Okay, so let's have one more example. Okay, so let's write this. What's our goal, class? We want this formula: 1 plus R total is equal to, so this is multi-period. So this is only the returns of one period. What if you have several periods? So let's say you have the price of the asset. Let's say you have now 10 and then 12, 11, 12, 11, 11, 10, 9, 8, 9, 10, etc. class. Suppose these were the prices of your assets. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days ago, 9 days ago, 8 days ago, etc. So you can, of course, compute for the intraday returns. So the returns, simple returns between day 10, previous 10th day and previous 9th day would simply be 12 over 10 minus 1, right? And then 11 over 12 minus 1. 11 over 11 minus 1, which gives us a 0. Diba? Kasi no return to eh. 10 over 11 minus 1, 9 over 10 minus 1, etc. I hope you got the concept, class. These are the later days, no? 10 over 9 minus 1, 9 over 8 minus 1, etc. So that's how you get simple returns for each period. But if you have a multi-period, how do you get the returns? Okay, so we need this formula, class. So how do you do this formula? Again, start muna tayo. Let's do it. Tayo gagawa. Okay. Again, $, class. Slash begin. Begin aligned. What's it here? Sorry. Slash end aligned. $. Okay. Right, you'll notice that it does not have anything inside. Ito may black black text sa ilalim. Okay. So how do we do this, class? Where's that? What do we want to copy here? Where's the end here? Sorry. Okay, here, class. So let's start with this. So we have 1 plus r underscore total. Notice that the subscript is total. Okay, we can't put this under text, otherwise we will not be able to write total as a subscript. So let's do that, class. Let's already begin with the ampersand. So 1 plus, and put a space there, 1 plus r underscore caret total. Okay. All right, then is equal to what? So this one, class, 1 plus r sub 1 times 1 plus r sub 2 times 1 plus r sub 3 until 1 plus r sub yung end period. No? So how do we do this? So that's very easy, just parenthesis, 1 plus r underscore 1. That will be your 1 plus r sub 1. Okay. Parenthesis also, again, 1 plus r underscore 2. Okay. You can make it another one, 1 plus r underscore 3. Underscore. Okay. The spacing will not matter, class, even if you've put a spacing there or not. Okay, let me just delete the spacing so that it will save on space. And then how do we do dot, class, until 1 plus r sub t? This one, class. Here. Slash dots, class. Slash dots. Those will be 3 dots. And then until 1 plus r underscore t. Capital T. Okay. Maybe let's show this first. Begin aligned. Mali yung spelling ko, class, ha? Notice how sensitive R is. Aligned, no? Kaya nag-error siya. Aligned. Yan, plus. So that one, class. 1 plus R sub total is equal to 1 plus R sub 1 plus 1 plus R sub 2, 1 plus R sub 3, until the last period, 1 plus R sub t. Okay? We'll spend just a few more minutes here, and then we'd like to go to the beginning codes. Okay, so this is equal to, we're now looking at multiple multi returns, right? So what's next, class? This one. So how do we do this? It's equal to this one. Okay, what you're familiar with is the sigma when you add everything. But this is product, class. So product, right? So you don't use sigma there because sigma is adding. Product, class, is this one. You use pi. This one. Okay? So this is equal to the product class. If you were using summation, okay, we will be using is equal to slash sum. Okay, so I continue here is equal to slash prod class. So this will give you, take a look at this. It will give you the product sign. If I use sum slash sum, it will give us the sigma, no? Summation. But we're getting the product, and then again, product of what? Product of, you have to, just like in summation class, you have sum from what to what. Also product from what to what here. So product from time t is equal to 1 to product t. So how do you do that? Product, start with this one. This is from the start. Underscore t is equal to 1. Okay. Take a look, class. Until caret, class. Diba? Caret what? Until period t. So there you go. There you go, class. And then we write 1 plus r. Okay. Parenthesis. 1 plus r sub t. There you go. Okay. So this class is now the multi-period returns. So how do you do that? You first get the returns at period 1, tulad nito, no? Return of period 1, 12 over 10, 12 over 10 minus 1. That's the return of period 1. And then you add 1 to that. Here, class. 1 plus the return here, and then multiply that with 1 plus the return here, 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 etc., etc., etc. Okay? So, ganun mangyayari dyan, class, no? You're getting the product. Okay? R1 is what? It's 12 divided by 10 minus 1. Yung returns natin kanina, no? So, you have individual returns. Okay? And then what you do is add 1 to that, and then multiply it with the returns for the other periods. Okay? So the formula is this one, 1 plus r sub 1 until 1 plus r sub t. In our case, okay, r sub t here is, okay, just to clarify, class, just to clarify, so, okay, this is 1 period, 2 periods, 3 periods, 4 periods, 5 periods, 6, 7, 8. So technically, this is R sub 8. From R sub 1 up to R sub 8. There are nine days, but there are only 8 periods. Okay, the number of days minus 1. So that's the number of periods. Okay, because 1 day is not a period, class. There has to be 2 days, because how can you compute for the growth rate if you have only 1 day? Okay, I hope that's clear, class. Okay, so let's just finish this, and then I hope we are able to start. Then let's just finish this, class. Okay, so we go to the next line. Let's put here double slash. Okay, double slash here, double slash. Shift enter to go to the next line. Okay. And then what's next? R total. So R total, sorry, class, wait. Okay. So our total is simply this one, class, minus 1, because we're going to transpose the 1 to the other side. Okay? So it will be equal to, just take a look at this, right? It will be equal to this product minus 1. Okay, so let's do that very quickly. So here, we already have the, okay, let's put another ampersand here. Okay, and the next one is our total. Let's just copy this class. Control C, Control V. There, our total is equal to what? This, the product, minus 1. I'm going to copy this product, this one, class. Control C. So it's equal to, there, the product, okay, and then minus 1. There you go. If you're not familiar with latex, it would look very, very difficult, but it's really not difficult. And lastly, yung where, no? Let's put the where in the next line, just like what we did a while ago. Okay. Again, double backslash, shift enter, and text. This is text. Where? Okay, where? Colon. And let's put the next one here. Oh, sorry. And then another ampersand here. And so this will go to the next line. What's R sub t is R sub t. I'll just copy this class so that we save on time. Okay. Sana siya? Notice here, you can put quad here. Okay, anyway, I'll discuss that next time na lang. You notice here, there are no double slashes. That's why it's one line. I deliberately did this so that you can see the difference. Where R sub t is the simple return for period t. Where is that? Okay, I'll just put here. Okay, there you go. We can see. R sub t is a simple return for period t, and R total is a total simple return for t periods. Okay, so let's write that. So R sub t, okay, and then we have text, right? Text. Put space is the simple return for period t, period, and then let me put t outside t there. Notice I didn't put t inside, I place it outside, so you can see that it's still italicized. And we can put a period here, then double backslash, and R. What's the next one? R total. R underscore total slash text, parent curly bracket space, is the simple return for the whole period. And put period there or outside. There you go. Simple returns over, let me put t, over, so let me change the simple return over the whole, t. Then text this one. periods. There you go. Okay, so take a look at this class. All right. So when you have multiple periods, how do you compute for the returns? This is the formula. What is the return for the whole, oh, sorry, put space there, T periods. You have T periods. What is the return for the whole period? Okay, you can follow this formula. So you're multiplying each of the returns, 1 plus the returns of each of the period. Okay, the product, and then you subtract 1. Okay, so let me pause for a while. Okay, since I'll just share this class since you already know how to chat ko na lang for you to check. Class, Control V. Magta-time na pala. Wala rin. Okay. All right. Then I'll just share this with you. Ayusin nyo na lang to class, no? Fix this because this is also in LaTeX. Log returns, multi log returns up to advantages. We're supposed to reach up to this one, but it's okay. It doesn't matter if we didn't get there. We don't want to rush things then. Okay, doesn't fit. Okay, Cas. So what I want you to do is to try to fix this class. Kasi one line siya, di ba? One line siya ganito. Even this one class is one line. But just like what we did a while ago, I want you to, oh, sorry. Here class. Okay. So this is what differentiates the log returns with the simple returns. For a multi-period returns class, kailangan ipa-product natin yung ano, yung simple returns, this one. For log returns class, you're just adding. You just add return 1, return 2, return 3. So that's the advantage of log returns because you can sum it up, class. Okay, so I won't start with this, it's already time. We'll start with this next meeting. So could you kindly fix this, class? Make sure it is in the same format, just like what we did. Okay, may kulang pa pala dito, ano? Total mali ito, ah. What's wrong here? Here, R sub T. Here, mali. Notice, class, yung R total, I didn't put the brackets. So what was only included is T. So dapat pag multi-text, pag subscript, dapat may brackets yan. And then, yeah, may space naman. All right, so I hope you don't mind us. This is a new skill for you, and this is a very good skill to acquire. And at the same time, we're learning about the theory. So kindly review, class, the differences between simple returns and log returns. Okay, and the next meeting, we're going to have examples already, actual examples using R, of course, and using actual data. All right, thank you so much. Let me stop recording.